Hi everyone. So welcome to another pre-recorded talk. This time we have Anubhav Singha and his session topic is do you use human connect and design the thinking for designing facilitation? So let me quickly introduce Anubhav as well. So Anubhav is a startup enthusiast. He works as a product and design coach and a thought blogger on co-product clarity space, product culture, and a transformation consultant, a gig contributor, a benevolent startup enthusiast, and a global speaker. So he has a decade of experience in product and transformation consulting space. He is the co-creator of the new product initiative for a large telecom organization, and he was the co-trainer for the Innovation Games workshop in India. So without further delay, let me share my screen and I will play Anubhav's video.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Hi, welcome you all to Regional Scrum Gathering 2022, Sri Lanka. And my name is Anubhav Sinha. I am one of the speaker as part of this Regional Scrum Gathering, and I'm from Bangalore, Republic of India. I welcome you all personally in this pre-recording track. My topic is: do you use Human Connect and design the thinking for designing a facilitation? This topic has two, three different words combined together. One is human connect, second is design the thinking, and third one is the facilitation. So we are going to see on all those three aspects while having our conversations. And in these interactions, we are going to build understanding how this happens. I will be using my iPad for drawing and showcasing the content which I had prepared for you guys, and hope I'm able to assist you with the better um, thoughtful sharing in this conversation, which is virtual at moment. Of course, it's a pre-recorded talk, and I will try my best to make it more virtually live kind of thing while sharing this and creating this video. Let me allow and share my screen, and then we can be using um, our Notability app, and which is going to help us to build our conversations. Let me open Notability. Yes. So this is the topic, and I'm going to use something like this: the paint, the different colors while having conversations like this, making highlights. It's one of the way to make visual and graphic facilitation in the virtual moment, Before I move ahead and talk more about the respective topic, let me share some more thoughts about me. And let me welcome you all once again, guys. Let me welcome you all once again. And about me, how this topic and the session is designed. So you can see here is that I will be sharing few thoughts about me, a little bit of speech on the talk, what I'm going to talk, what I'm going to share, a brief 2-3 minutes kind of interaction. Then I will be talking little more on the experiential sharing on the reality, what I have experienced, what I have seen, observed while working in various transformations and etc. And what kind of observed challenges we have seen, what kind of challenges we have seen, and then we will be moving slowly towards the facilitation, myths, human connect, and designer thinking. These are the three areas which are going to take further. At the last, we will be talking on sharing on the usability and crafting side of this talk. Let me move ahead about me. My name is Anubhav Sinha. As I said earlier, who am I? Okay, let me share more things on the who am I. So I'm a product management guy. I'm a product management guy. Yep. And I am almost 12 plus years working into the B2B space. B2B space. And majorly I had worked in the B2B and B2IB. That means large captives. Large captives. I was part of that. I am also one of the co-creator in one of my engagement for large enterprise for NPI, new product initiative framework for them. Other than this, I am a product coach, and I am also a community builder, community builder. Yes, and my user group name is Agility by Choice. Yes. Other than this, I got an opportunity to serve as a global speaker, and I was also part of various conferences across India. Various conferences across India. So this is briefly about me. Let's move ahead little more and figure out I and Vikas Upal. We are the course creator of one of the track in IC Agile. We have been accredited as the course creator for ICP PDM product management course. So this is who we are, coming from a product management background. Now slowly we will move towards our elevator pitch. And what is this topic is about, I'm going to share with you why I have chosen this topic, and how this topic is going to assess myths of facilitations. So why this topic is about? So majorly I took this topic with an option to share what I have seen around me, or around us working in the organizations, what is happening. Um, when we go for a group design thinking, human connect is missing. What I have experienced, we will see what is human connect. I have had also experienced facilitation is not practiced as what a facilitation is about. It might be practiced slightly differently by the people around us. How this topic is going to assist, of course, we are going to, let me change my color. We are going to build our understanding on um, three areas: facilitation, then graphic facilitations or visual facilitation. What is in designing facilitation, and then we will be looking to the human connect, why this is important, human connect, and lastly few canvases to highlight the word design the thinking. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do today, and some realities which I have experienced, fact which I shared already, but I will be talking a little more. So let's move ahead in this discussion. The reality, the misunderstood state of facilitation. The misunderstood state of facilitation. Facilitation is what? Facilitation, I have the experience, is about building a common consensus for the group, for the various teams you are doing for their objectives, their objectives, their purpose. This is what facilitation is about. But what I have experienced, or maybe you would have experienced around you, facilitation is not talking. Yeah. What is missing? I have seen people go make machine themselves. Of course, process is needed. I am not saying that process is not needed, but we need to have a certain connect building that helps people to connect. There could be various ways, various mediums, tools, technology. How we are doing today? It's a pre-recorded session. We are using a pre-recorded track. We are using iPad, Notability app, visual facilitation, making it more intuitive, while writing in front of you. This is what I'm just trying to do and share with you guys. Let's move ahead a little more, and then we will see the reality. Reality, if you ask me, talking is not facilitation. Is not. Let me use different colors. Is not facilitation. Delivering a talk is not facilitation. Building concepts on someone else is not a facilitation. Becoming more inclusive, and making deep dive in conversations by building yourself is not a facilitation. Then we will see what is a facilitation. Before going to that, let me bring out few myths. What is the myth of facilitation? What are the myths of the facilitation? So, as I said, facilitation name, the other name is not a training, or delivering talk. No, it's not a facilitation. Then it's not a counseling. Yes, it's not a counseling. It's also not a crowd management. Of course not. When you go for a group, larger group, we got an opportunity to do retrospectives, the organizational retrospective for 100 plus peoples together in one show. A lot of preparation is needed. We will see one by one. It's not a crowd management. It's not a consulting. No, you are or we are not giving any mentorship. It's not a consulting. It's not also just a large crowd presence without any purpose and outcome. No, it's not. It is not. It's also not about talking you as a facilitation, talking you as a facilitator. No, it's also not. So let me make this all as red. It's not a consulting. It's not a talking as an individual. It's not working for someone else. It's not working for yourself. It's working for them. Them. This is what facilitation is about. Now we will see some thoughts on facilitation. So facilitation is a set of skills. Yes, it's a set of skills that is used to work with a group, let's say few members or maybe a larger group. For what? For enabling and supporting them to achieve and supporting to achieve their purpose. This is what facilitation is about. Set of skills, enable them, support them to achieve their purpose. This is what is about. Few basics. What we need is more. Few basic facilitation principles I would like to share with you. Basic facilitations principles that we need advanced preparation. We need advanced prep. Yes, who the stakeholders are, who the participants are, what kind of participants are coming, what they are looking for, what is their objective. If we have a different stakeholders, let's say sponsor, team, and maybe a middle management kind of thing or middle level people, what is their outcome they are looking for? This is about the advanced preparation. Then we should have a prep of facilitation approach. Then we should have a clear communication. Why clear communication is needed? clear communication, building interactions, common conversations, helping them to build their thoughts. This is what is needed. Active listening, one of the core area. Active listening. Listen to them with an understanding to create understanding and respond. Create a active listening to understand their needs, what they are looking for. Do a paraphrasing. If sometimes needed, do a paraphrasing that help us to get sometimes 3 seconds, 4 seconds kind of thing to build a question kind of thing. Then you should have a unbiased objective. Yes, let me change this. And then we should having skills to create psychological safe environment. Yes, it is needed. Somewhere it says build rapport that help you to build a psychological safe environment. And major part is do not run your show. Do not run your show. This is what is about the core areas of facilitation. Now let's move ahead. We will be talking about visual facilitation. If you see this, this is one of the workshop we take for innovation games, and we took, I believe this is of 2018 or 19, maybe. This is what we did. This is, if you see on this wall, if you see on this wall, it's a complete show of one of the session, what we have done, one of the section of the session. Yeah, what we have done, how we have interacted, how they are building their thoughts. Graphic facilitation is good to have brainstorming. It help us if you see this also. Yeah, you can see this. I'm making large. Lot of things has been done by people which help them to connect. For what? This helps them to connect for what? It helps them to create more visual thinking. Yes, we connect better what we see than visual brainstorming. Yeah, although we are doing brainstorming together, it helps us to do a brainstorming together when we are having visually appearance and we can see those things happening. And if I have to connect back, and when we didn't had our smartphones, if I try to take you back to those memories, those photographs are still in our memory, are still in our are still in our memory, rather than having a smartphone and those are in their phone memory. It's not in our memory. So this is what that help us to capture our moments. Let me write the keyword here, moments. This is helping us to create our moments from those discussions. Let's move ahead and talk more about facilitation design. So we have seen the first part, what is graphic facilitation, myths of facilitations. Now we are moving towards facilitation design. What is in the word facilitation, and it is coming with the second word is design. What is this? Facilitation we discuss. Now we are going to discuss about the area design. You should know the bigger picture. Yeah, when we design a facilitation, we should know the big picture. So if I expand this, I should be prepared, and let me make it little. Yeah, I should be prepared. Then I should mm, interview, interview effectively my stakeholders. Whom should I interview? My stakeholders, key participants, to know about the objectives, and then I should work with them in the show to gain trust. This is about the word big, and then we will see what does the picture means. So of course I have shared empathetic. So we have to practice empathetic listening. Yes. Then we should focus more on the quality, invest in quality of discussions, conversations, interactions, participations, how it is going to happen. Then we should always think about the client or the stakeholders for whom we are designing the facilitation. We should not miss, let me highlight this, we should not miss the core part is their needs, their needs, their needs. And we should also not miss to figure out challenges and ask satisfactions. How are we moving? How are we doing? Are we going good? Are we doing good? Those kind of conversation help us to build more details. So let me bring more in a nutshell. What is in facilitation design? It's about understanding customer or stakeholder need or stakes need, a need. Then we this is about having some ground rules. Of course, ground rules are required. Then it is also about clarifying objectives, objectives and their goals, what they're looking for, goals. Then it is about the participation, outcome oriented participation. How we are going to participate, who are going to participate, what is the flow, what is the process, how much time event, is it a show, is it a longer duration, is it a multiple shows, those kind of. And the lastly, if I have to bring, you should know to do the clustering, of course, clustering and persona mapping, persona clustering and persona mapping using the concepts of homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. Why this is we have to do? Homogeneous and heterogeneous help us to make people more psychological safe, comfortable. Many of the times you would have experienced that people sitting together, when you have a higher rank people or paid people, the people don't open up, the people don't showcase their thoughts. So when you do the segregation in a way that help us to get the clear objectives, that help us to get the insights, that help us to get the different options and opinions. This help us to move the journey. Now let's talk about human connection. So again, this is coming with the two words, human plus connections. I'm going to talk more on the connection part. I'm going to talk more on the word connection. So when does the connection happens? When does the connection happens? When we have two more people more people having interactions together. Yes, this is what we do of building of interaction. It could be the same team, it could be different teams, it could be complete different organizations, and they connect with some thoughts which should be seen and heard, which should be seen and understood and heard, understood and heard. This is the purpose what they do it together. And if I have to make it in some few pointers, I would like to call how this help us to do a meaningful conversation, easy and simple, How it helps us for the better participation. Better participation. One of the key area. Better participation. And the last is constructive discussions. How we can better utilize those time for making this a constructive discussion. This is what human connection, how people will connect, what people will talk, how they will share, how they are going to they are going to open up open up to to talk about these two words, seen and heard. That is the two words what I'm saying. Now we are going to talk about design the thinking. So you guys know about, I believe you guys have an awareness about the word design thinking. And design thinking is a process of solving complex problems by prioritizing, by, let me use keywords, prioritizing consumer needs. Consumer needs. And who are the consumers for us in our facilitation world, in the working world, is our stakeholders, is our various team members, is our leadership, is our different team members, is our different organizations when you are doing those kind of facilitation. Let's move ahead. And before moving ahead and talking about few of coming on this slide, let me share something. Let's say if I'm doing a facilitation and of a group of product managers, and if I have to make them an understanding about B2B thinking and B2C, the behavioral aspect, the psychological aspect, I will do a simple thing. Let me remove this. I will do a very simple thing. I will just create two boxes, one box, and this is the another box, and I will simply write B2C, B2B, and I will ask them, okay, what are and I will go with some prep of the items, what will come in which section, which will come in which section, that will help them too, and I will give them some open stickies that will help them to create their thinking. The next one is if I have to bring some thoughts, if I'm doing a facilitation for some people, a random group who wants to know about their skills and they want to figure out what is in near term, short term, and long term. And if let's say if I have skills, I simply ask them, where do you put what? Where do you put what? Yeah, this kind of thing, so that we can make things visually better to their understanding, to their needs, to their thoughtful, and this should be plotted between time and could be plotted between their upliftment skills kind of thing. So this is what I'm going to do if I have to do a facilitation design for that. And then if I come back and see, if you see this is one of my uh, workshop, and this is taking for the senior leadership guys. And simple, what is their vision state? What is their vision state? What are the key objectives they want to achieve? Yes. What kind of challenges they see? What kind of challenges do they see? What kind of support they need? And what are the identified steps? What kind of steps they have identified? Yes. So this one screen is helping them with the complete thought, what they have, what they don't have, what they are planning to do, what they are moving with that, how they are moving with that. This helps them to prioritize everything using sticky notes kind of thing, and they can share thoughts, move here and there, create their building. This helps them to do the connection. Let's move ahead and then we will see summarizing. So we have seen facilitation. Let me summarize. We have seen facilitation. We have seen myths of facilitation. We have seen designing the thinking, designing of the facilitation. Yes, facilitation. Then we have seen what is in facilitation. Then we have seen human plus connect, human plus connect. Then lastly, we have seen design the thinking while creating a facilitation. So if you go back to this canvases, it's a simple canvases that help us in building the design, in building the thinking. It's mainly to build the thinking. Why am I here? Who are the stakeholders? What I'm going to do? A simple one view help them to figure out loud and clear what are those top 5 items they are looking for. What are the support they need? What kind of supports? This will help them to figure out who could be the owner of that, from which department they need supports, from which area they need support. Those kind of conversations help them to make things better, visual. What kind of challenges? Where do they see the challenges? Is it inside the team? Is it vendors? Is it department, functional heads, functional areas? Where are they getting this kind of challenges? So when you design the facilitation, when you design a canvas, try to think, make it simple, visually appealing. If I have to write few points, if I have to write few points while designing a canvas, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Try to make it 1 to 2 canvas to connect people. Make it more visual, self-explanatory, and let me highlight this: self-explanatory. If they see, okay, how are you going to do that? How are you going to achieve that? That is the second level. These are the few things that help people to see and understand, okay, what is this about? What we are going to do? How are we going to do? How things are going to do? That is helping them to connect better. And they go with two kind of things. Yeah. Let me add few things here more. Each individual has implicit, each individual has implicit and explicit needs. Explicit, which they open up, implicit, which they don't open up easily. While having these conversations, the facilitation, visual design thinking, canvas, human connect, design the thinking help us to make more explanatory, more conversation among them. This is what is about design the thinking. It would be great if you have this talk in a live session, but due to some reason, I'm going as part of the pre-recording track. But while having a live conversation will help us to take more questions, more queries, more real-time examples, scenarios, situations. How are we going to do this? How are we doing this? Where are we doing this? This is going to help us. How is it going to help us? What kind of challenges? Okay, let me share a few things. What kind of challenges? Yes, it's not always happy path. Sometimes facilitation fails also. Sometimes facilitation, I would not say fails, but does not come as expected. Does not come as expected. Yeah, sometimes it happens. Maybe we have not seen the right area of the stakeholders, their vision, or we have not had enough interviews, means interactions with the respective stakeholders to understand their needs, objectives, their objectives, what they want from the team, what could be the team objectives. This all data, if you'd have missed somewhere, it helped us to make a little bounce back. In those cases, of course, there are many ways to make that to the next level. Being a facilitator, it's our job to make people connect, make people talk, make people interact more, do the clarify. Okay, sometimes constructive debates goes into the hotter arguments. These are the areas which we should take care as a facilitator. So these are the areas which is thoughtful, needful to understand. Are they being heard? Are they being not heard? Are they being overpowered, underpowered, empowered or not? What are the challenges they're going? This is about the facilitation. When we design the facilitation, do we use human connect or not? How humans are going to interact? Which globe, which country people are coming? What is their culture? Do they like visual more? Do they like written more? Lot of conversation help us, and the preparations prep is the key area that help us to design facilitation to make things much better. Anything you have queries to ask, of course, it's a pre-recorded track. You may ask to me, reach to me via the given ways by regional Scrum Gathering Sri Lanka members, or if you want me to reach directly, you can use my email as well as my LinkedIn to reach to me, and hope I will be able to reply to you sooner. But I will for sure reply to you guys considering my availability, my slots, and my workshops and the different engagements. With this, I would like to say thank you everyone for being part of this virtual session, being part of this pre recorded track, being part of this pre recorded conversations, and hope I believe these conversations may help you to bring more working and needful designs when you go for the conversations, when you go for the facilitation design, when you go for the group discussions, when you go for consensus building, when you go for a product coach, when you go for a transformation coach, leadership coach, agile coach. This will help you to first understand the needs, the wants, the wishes, what they are looking for, where they are looking for, what are their objectives, how they want to do. With this, I would like to take a rest for this call and invite you all to let me know if more and further interactions are needed. I may assist you in that way to have a meaningful conversations. We can have evolving discussions. We can do a better participations. We can have a thoughtful and constructive discussions. Yeah, this is what Human Connect is about. With this, I will take a pause and let me go back to stop my sharing my screen, and then so thank you so much guys again, and wish you all upcoming, we are almost about to close our year 2022. I wish you a very happy new year 2023 in well ahead advance, and hope things recover soon, the economics recovers soon, and post pandemic the hybrid model recovers soon, and we get to a right track very soon, and hope we enjoy what we do with the best. Thank you so much guys, thank you for listening to me.
Okay, so thank you very much to Anubhav for that informative session. And we now will be moving to the stage once again. So on stage at 3:50, there will be a panel discussion. ask me anything on CEC and CTC certifications from Scrum Alliance. I'm sure you all are interested in senior level certifications from Scrum Alliance. So do head over to the stage, and we'll see you soon at 3:50 IST.